All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the class. And in this class, we begin a new module. We begin section 3. This is going to be a real short module. This is going to be a real short section uh, before we get into trading, guys. But in this section, we're going to go over wallets and security. Okay. I'm going to save most of my stuff on wallets for the next video. But I am going to get into security here in the intro video, and I'm going to make sure that I put a notation on the class so that people know that they need to watch this intro video for the security portion of the class. So to start the class, as you guys see, I got my background back. My background was down for a few days and I couldn't use it, but I got it back now. Again, we're staying with the Wild West theme, guys, of crypto being the Wild West of finance. And so here we have a picture of a guy by the name of Bass Reeves. So in the Wild West, or in our history books on the Wild West, they don't tell us much about Black cowboys or African American cowboys, and they surely don't tell us about Black lawmen or African American lawmen from that time. And so here you see a picture of a guy by the name of Bass Reeves. And Bass Reeves was, I think he was the first Black marshal of the Oklahoma territory, Oklahoma, Arkansas, somewhere in there, of that territory. He's credited with over 3,000 arrests and 14 killings in self-defense as a marshal. So, and a lot of people say the fictional character from Hollywood, the Lone Ranger, was actually based off of this guy. A lot of people say that. We'll leave that up for debate. But I wanted you to get a good shot of those 2 6-shooters in his waistband there. Bass Reeves was ready, buddy. So just wanted to lead off here with a lawman from the Wild West, because when it comes to your security or the protection of your assets in the crypto space, when you start talking about wallets and your security, this is your protection. This is all the protection you have at this point, especially until we get regulations. When we get regulations, things may be better. But right now we don't have regulations, and this is all on you guys. See those 2 6-shooters? You need those 2 6-shooters in crypto. So first we're going to talk about wallets. Wallets are basically where your crypto goes. When you buy crypto, it has to go in some type of wallet. It can't just float in free space on the internet. It has to go in a wallet, okay? And there are 4 different types of wallets. And so in the next section, I'm gonna cover all 4. But for the purpose of this class, I'm just gonna talk about the hot wallet for right now, and then we'll get more on it in the next section. And the reason that you need to know about the hot wallet is because when you buy your crypto on crypto exchanges, when your crypto shows up in your assets, it's in a hot wallet. And so there's an old school saying in crypto, not your keys, not your crypto. I don't so much believe in that anymore, but there are some phases of that I believe in. Not your keys, not your crypto. So the exchanges have pretty much become banks these days, especially if you dealing with the bigger exchanges. But one of the functions of crypto, which I will show you in the next section, is your ability to take control of your assets. And so while it's okay to leave some assets on the exchange, or I'm going to actually show you a part of your security where you may have crypto on different exchanges as part of your security. There's nothing wrong with that, but what you should know is that a big part of crypto is about you guys or anyone in crypto taking control of your crypto assets. And again, I'm going to get to that in great detail in the next section here on wallets. But for right now, let me sit up here. Let you see Mando. We need Mando. We need Bass Reeves. We need everybody for this section, guys. All right. So now let's talk about security. All right. We're going to talk about security here. And so the first thing I'm going to go over with security is I'm going to give you a little story. All right. Of when I first got into crypto. When I first got into crypto, I went into a Best Buy. And I was going in there to get my equipment right, get everything that I felt like I needed to start this crypto journey. I had done a little bit of research. I had made up my mind I was in, so I went to get some advice on the technical side and get the equipment that I needed. Excuse me, guys. Get the equipment that I needed. And so in doing that, I talked with an associate in the Best Buy and got a lot of advice. He gave me a lot of good advice. And one of the first things he told me was, as far as my security goes, he told me to stay off of public Wi-Fi. He said, do not use public Wi-Fi. And he gave me an example of where he had done it, where he had actually gone and sat. He knew how to do the stuff. You know, he said he didn't do anything to anybody. I don't know. But he said he went to a place with public Wi-Fi and he was able to, everybody that basically came in there, they didn't have any internet security. And he was able to basically, with his knowledge, he was able to go into their phone and look at whatever he wanted, bank accounts, email, passwords, all kinds of stuff. So for me personally, I do not use Wi-Fi because I have a lot of stuff going on my phone and I don't use Wi-Fi. All right. I don't like pinging off of all those towers and different signals and all that. And the reason is because I like staying on my mobile network, because if the hackers break in through your mobile network, now your crypto or your funds, or it may be gone, but now you got somebody you can sue. Now you can talk to your cell phone character and say, hey, y'all owe me some money. Y'all, I got hacked through y'all's network. Versus when you go on somebody's Wi-Fi, then you open yourself up, and if you get hacked, that's on you. Okay. So that's one of the reasons I don't use Wi-Fi. The other reason I don't use Wi-Fi, I like to use Wi-Fi when I'm at home. I've had to use Wi-Fi a lot with my phone doing these videos and downloading videos and all that stuff. But one of the reasons I don't like using Wi-Fi at home is because I always forget to turn it off. And when you forget to turn it off, you go out and you go to a Starbucks and you got your Wi-Fi on. It's almost just like you going and intentionally trying to log on to their site. You're open. Your phone is searching for Wi-Fi signals. So that's the first thing. If you're gonna be doing a bunch of stuff on your phone, stay on your network. Stay on your network, do things on your network, unless you're at home. And when you do stuff at home, make sure that when you get ready to leave the house, you log out, whether that be on your computer or whatever. If you have great security on your devices or whatnot, to use public Wi-Fi, hey, that's on you. If you go to a job where they have really secure internet, banking, whatever, and they let you log on to the Wi-Fi, insurance place, stuff like that, those places are cool because they have more secure internet. They generally don't have public internet. They have internet for the people that work there. And that's different. But just jumping on public Wi-Fi, you kind of want to stay away from that. The next thing is that you want to use a VPN. Now, I don't use a VPN. I kind of use what I started doing is I use the Brave browser a lot. I still use my regular Google browser a lot, and I actually have the Google browser that acts in my Brave browser, so I'm still using the Google browser. But what the Brave browser does that I really like is it stops pop-ups and advertisements. A function of it is the really nice kind of crypto side of it is you can actually, there's some functionality there where you can get paid to watch advertisements through the Brave browser. But the beautiful part of the Brave browser is that it stops pop-ups, and a lot of viruses and a lot of bad stuff can be embedded in pop-ups. And so something pops up, you click on it, and boom, they got you right there inside of your system. So, but my purpose of bringing up the Brave browser is you want to use a VPN. Again, I said I don't use a VPN. I probably should be. That might be one of those lazy things. And matter of fact, as a fact of me making this video may make me go ahead and set up my VPN. But you want to use a VPN, you don't have to. And a VPN is a virtual private network. And so what a VPN does is basically it kind of masks your IP address and mask your identity. And it makes it harder for bad characters to see into what you're doing. Okay. Next thing I want to get to is two-factor. Any site, any wallet, any exchange, anything you sign up for, the first thing you want to do is go into that site and go into the section that says you or about you or your profile. And you want to see, I'm sorry guys, you want to see if they have, y'all see I keep touching my face. It's a touching up in here. It's a nervous habit. I'm sorry guys. But when you go into your exchange or whatever you're using, and you go into the about section, the about you section or your profile, there's generally a place in there that is for your security. And a lot of the sites and stuff will actually have pop-up messages and stuff telling you that you need to do your security. See the 2 6-shooters, guys? All right, so you need to do your securities. They will tell you that you need to do your security and you need to go in and you need to do at least your two-factor. So what is two-factor? All right, so two-factor authentication is basically what it does is you can set it up through text message. I really liked it when I was doing it through text message, but now I do mine through the actual Google Authenticator. All right. So what is two-factor authentication? Basically, on some of my sites, when I execute a trade, when I execute that trade, or on some of my sites, when I try to send crypto off of the site, and I got it set up this way, it'll ask me before it lets me complete that send or before it lets me complete that trade, it'll ask me for my two-factor authentication, basically to make sure that it's me. right? Doing anything that's being done at this point. And so one way that you can two-factor identify yourself is through a text message. They send you a text message. I think you had to click on something in the text message, or they sent you a code in the text message and you have to put in the code. The other form of two-factor authentication is my Google Authenticator, which I talked about earlier. And so my Google, and you see, I'm not showing you any of this stuff, guys. I told you I wasn't going to go near my security. I will show you some stuff in the wallet section. But my Google Authenticator is an app that I have, and I go in there. And so you can put many of your different apps on your authenticator. So I have different sites. I have different sites that I use a bunch, and you see I use a bunch of stuff, and I have all those sites on my authenticator. And so that what happens is that authenticator generates a code. I think it's either every 30 seconds or every minute, and it generates a 6-digit code. And so when I execute this trade or I try to send money off of this particular platform and it asks me for my Google authentication code, then I have to, basically the way mine works, I haven't figured out how to flip between pages in my phone yet, because it generally takes too long. So for me, I generally, to make it easy, I use 2 devices. I have my authenticator on my pad and I'm looking at it on my phone, or I'm on my pad and I have the authenticator on my phone and I'm trying to get into whatever I'm trying to get in on my pad. But anyway, that 6-digit code regenerates every 30 seconds. So after 30 seconds, that old code is no good. And you have to, whenever something is asking you for Google authentication, you have to put in the code. Like if you can't put in the code that just went away, that code is no longer any good. You have to put in the current code in the current 30 seconds before that 30 seconds run out, or you get a new code. Then when you get a new code, you have to put in that code. All right, but in that 30 seconds or that 1 minute of that code lasts. So I really like that two-factor Google authentication, because it only takes you 3 seconds to put in a 6-digit code, you guys. And so it doesn't take long, but it can be a little complicated using 2 devices and different stuff for you guys who know how to maybe freeze frame it on your phone and put it in and all that stuff, or set it up that way where you can. So I kind of wanted mine a little bit harder, right? And so I didn't want to set it up where you can make it easier and freeze frame it and just do it. So and so the last thing is the last form. Let me sit up again, guys. I got to look too comfortable there. The last thing that I want to talk about as far as my personal security that I use is I use a method called, I mean, I made this up, but I use so many different sites that I have my crypto distributed between so many different sites and I use different codes for all those sites, different codes, different passwords. That's why I said, guys, like I got my stuff here written down on my book for this class here, my notes. But I'm sorry, guys. But as you can see here, I'm getting a little too comfortable making these videos. As you can see here, I have BitTrue. I got money on BitTrue. I got money on Hotbit. I have money on my Ledger, which we'll talk about in the next session. I have money in this wallet. I got money over here, crypto over here, blah, blah, blah. I got it all over the place, different codes, different access points, whatever the case may be. And so that is a form of security for me. You know, you may get me over here, but you're not gonna get me over here, you know. And ultimately, we're gonna talk in depth about all the wallets, but we're gonna talk about the Ledger wallet in the next video, which is the Bass Reeves, the Lone Ranger of crypto. It is your ultimate in protection in this space. And so we'll talk about that in the next video, guys. Got a little too comfortable making this one, but I hope you guys got something out of the class, guys, and see you guys in the next one.